I want to get into just the future, but I can't have you on without taking you to Centre Court Wimbledon. You know, like it's and you're playing against the 24-time Grand Slam champion, Novak Djokovic. You know, the player that we've all seen on our screens. I'm sure you've grown up. I mean, his career's been going, 17, 18 years. So he's just been absolutely at the top of the game for that long. Talk us through the night before. You're lying in bed and you're thinking, right, what do I expect here? You know, how were you able to process that? How were you able to handle that? And obviously then come out and play some really good tennis, go to 4 sets. Yeah, tell us about that time.
Yeah, it's a good one. I remember I barely slept that night. I was super nervous. I think the what was going through my head was is like what have I like what is he gonna do that I haven't experienced yet in my tennis career? Like why has he won 24 Grand Slams? Like what is he gonna do to me that's just gonna make me look stupid on the court? And that was what I was nervous about, was just basically being too nervous to play, letting the nerves get better of me, or just getting completely beat off the court. And it wasn't really actually until I walked on court that I actually started to settle down a little bit. And I looked up in the box and I saw my friends, I saw my family. I had like 50% of my teammates there in the box. I had my girlfriend, my family. And that was kind of when I started to relax, and I was like, I'm here now. Let's just enjoy it. And opportunities like this don't come around too often. So um, it was an amazing experience, but he's definitely got a lot of aura about him. He makes you feel his presence, even from getting there in the morning of the match. He makes you feel, he makes himself known, and as he should.
How?
Just
What?
honestly doing nothing. I mean, you just see him walking around, and he just has that kind of presence about him, like the way he warms up. He makes you wait a little bit before you go on court. Yeah, just everything. He's just, I mean, as he should, and he's also a 24-time Grand Slam champion. If that doesn't hold some weight, and it doesn't make me, who's kind of playing my first Grand Slam singles, feel something, then I'm in the wrong sport. I mean, it was definitely a surreal and somewhat scary experience, but what an amazing experience, and one of the best of my life for sure.
Did you ever believe you could win that match at any point?
It's some people have asked me that, and it's interesting because I definitely believed I got it to five, but it's again that how many times have we seen Djokovic be down in or like go to five against someone he should be beating, or be even down a break or match points, and he always seems to find a way to win. And that was kind of what I was thinking, is that even if I get to five, he's gonna do something that's just gonna, unless I play ridiculous, he's gonna do something that's gonna end up with him being the victor. So I think it was tough to say that I was gonna win, but I definitely believe that I could have got to five. And obviously, playing a fifth set, you never know what's going to happen. The crowd would have definitely been behind me. But it's a difficult one to say that I believed I could win. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
felt that. Yeah.
The bit for me on that's the most impressive is your run since then. Firstly, I don't know what you've got against French people, just beating all those, beating all those. I don't have any French family, so I'm not
Yeah,
nothing
that's good.
against me. But the
Yeah.
French can't be too happy about you, and taking over from Andy Murray, who used to also beat the hell out of them all as well. But we've seen so many Brits over the years have their moment at Wimbledon, you know, and have their close loss on centre court, and the next thing you know, they're off waving and doing whatever they're doing some commercial and becoming a
Yeah.
commentator, whatever. That's I'm not dissing anyone for that, you know, at all. But I've for a long time I've always had. Try and word this right because I've had an issue with Wimbledon, and I don't mean that with an issue with Wimbledon. I mean I'm not necessarily a believer that Wimbledon is good for British tennis.
Hmm.
It's the best event in the world. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
incredible. I love everything about it. But I think for a long time there was a culture of British tennis players that almost set themselves a ceiling to get the wild card into Wimbledon, and that was kind of
Hmm.
their career. And I was one of them, right? You know, that was very much how it was. Whereas the new crop You know, you kind of new guys on the block. There seems to be one, and I said this to Jack when I spoke to him. There seems to be you all seem to be behind each other, and there's a lovely feeling which I
Hmm.
love a lot from afar. But secondly, it also feels like you're all going out there and earning your own careers, not just relying on the wild cards and the paydays and the
Hmm.
funding, but going and having proper careers out there. So how were you able to, I guess, use that as then the engine room to then push you into what for me is the more even more impressive last few months, and
Yeah.
not get stuck in that kind of mentality of, oh wow, I've had this incredible experience, let's live off that for a bit, type of
Yeah.
subconsciously.
I honestly think it's kind of what you're saying. I didn't want people to think that I was a kind of just someone who just shows up for the grass season. I wanted to kind of prove that I could play at that level. And I also think that playing Novak on that center court and playing good tennis actually gave me a lot of confidence as
Yeah,
well. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's go do something with it, you know. I mean, I've just finished college. I had an kind of an experience that doesn't happen often. Like let's use it. And I'm now sitting at around, I think I was maybe 250 after that. And let's yeah, let's go do something with it, and let's try and get to the US Open, and let's start trying to play challengers and doing well in challengers. And that was kind of what I was thinking. And I left to Newport about 5 days after I played on centre court at Wimbledon, so I didn't have any time to kind of relish in the moment. I was straight on to the next, and I'd be lying if I said that Newport tournament was difficult, because obviously going from Wimbledon, not really having a lot of time to kind of soak it in, it was tough for me. But then I actually played a very bad match against Lee too, who actually is an incredible player, and he played great. But and then that also kind of snapped me into gear, and I was like, okay, I need to improve here. And Wimbledon's gone, grass season is gone. It's still a long year ahead, and let's get after it.
you snapped it back by qualifying, making semi-finals in Chicago, winning Lincoln,
Yeah,
winning Rennes, winning Orleans,
yeah.
uh, qualifying and making last 16 in Stockholm. So it's been a decent snapback.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Now that you say it, yeah, it's been cool. Definitely not what I expected, but I've been very, very happy with the way that I've kind of, yeah, like you said, like the attitude that I've had towards it. And I'm doing a lot of stuff to kind of try and stay in the present, and that's kind of, I think it's extremely important, because our minds naturally live in the past and in the future, and it's very easy to fall in that path. And that's something that I'm trying not to do. It's a lot easier said than done, but I think I owe a lot of that to the success that I've had over the last, or since Wimbledon.